Well, I guess Ms. Williams kind of started pitched it off for me. Yeah, no, graduated from the School of Business with my degree in marketing in 2018, spring of 2018. So it was great. Transitioned, as you know, as Ms. Williams knows. So I'm sorry. Prior to graduation, I tried my best to not only just involve myself within the School of Business, but do like internships and different opportunities outside of just campus and things like that. So had a chance to do a internship with a beverage company at American Underground, which is a startup hub downtown Durham. Had a chance to do marketing for our law school, worked with a full service agency doing strategy in Raleigh named Clean. And then after I graduated, worked directly into digital programmatic marketing at an agency downtown Durham named McKinney. Wanted to get a little bit more experience within athletics. So I actually went out on my own limb and stepped away. Had a chance to do marketing, graphic design, and also game day activations for our alma mater, well, my alma mater, soon to be you guys when you graduate, but North Carolina Central. Worked for the athletics department there while also simultaneously working at UNC Chapel Hill doing game day athletic event management. Had a chance to go into brand marketing where I could do an opportunity with Saucony Footwear. If you guys are familiar, a lot of people say Saucony, but they're a Boston-based footwear brand. Had a chance to work with them, and that transitioned me into my role with Nike. So I'm probably coming up on 5 months with Nike, so a little bit fresh into my role. Right now, I'm a brand specialist for our North America Nike Unite and NFS doors. So for example, I work directly with Purpose Product. So that'll be your Black History Month, your Native American Heritage in 7, Be True, Pride Month, things like that. And then actually I am taking a part in and getting everyone excited for HBCUs because we just launched our Nike HBCU collection. So that just hit Nike.com and we're getting everything geared up. So come holiday this season, you guys can stop by your local Nike factory store or outlet and purchase HBCU product with North Carolina Central on it. So just excited, thankful to be here. Thankful Ms. Williams took the time to allow me to join you guys. And yeah, feel free, questions away.
Hello. Hi, my name is Marla McGee. I am a junior and I study business admin with a focus in marketing and have a minor in apparel design and merchandising. And I guess my question is I'm interested in retail companies. However, I've found that oftentimes they want to start you off in the entry role in a buyer or merchant type of track. And I'm just curious, is that the case for Nike?
Of course, I gotta get off mute, man. That Zoom get you. Yeah, no, that's a great question, Marla. Nice to meet you. It is it really depends. For myself, one thing I knew when I met Miss Williams, and for my family who knew me for years, I wanted to work within shoes and within Nike since middle school. So I already knew what I wanted to do for a long time. I actually had a chance while I was in undergrad at North Carolina Central. I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods and got probably around 3.5 to 4 years of retail experience. So yeah, usually it takes a little bit of time, and they'll prefer for you to get that kind of on the ground, like earlier experience, and then they'll have you work your way up. So that is common. Don't think it's something that they're trying to like pigeonhole you in a situation. No, it's better to get your experience earlier in. And one thing I'll always say is be intentional about whatever you're doing. So like all of my internships and all of my time spent, like I said, even the job I had just to keep money in my pocket, uh, prepared me for my opportunity with Nike. So just be mindful of it. But yeah, no, it is common. So it's something you'll experience. Appreciate it, by the way, Marlon.
Oh no, thank you.
Feel free. Next question. I was about to say you guys can go ahead, and I'm trying to check the chat. Oh yeah, I see. All right. Yeah. Does anybody else want to hop in? I appreciate you again, Marlon.
Hey, my name is Victoria Brown. I am a junior. can you give us like more information about what you do at Nike, or like, why do you like working at Nike? What do you hate about working at Nike? Just a little more, yeah.
I got you. I appreciate it, Victoria. Nice to meet you. It is. I'll give you guys a little bit more in depth. Yeah. So from a day to day, I work O to O, CDM, and purpose products. So those are Nike likes to do a lot of big abbreviations for our different work streams and channels. O to O means online to offline, trying to generate a good consumer experience between buying something online or showing up within a retail store. And of course, I'm in North America, so I'm probably in charge or helping coordinate within probably 280 to 300 or so doors. So it's a little bit in regards to that. Then for CDM, basically that's consumer direct marketing. So coming up with a way to convey our products, which is, predominantly like, t-shirts, apparel, footwear, things like that, accessories, and figuring out a cool way to bridge that gap. So a good thing that I do is I'll help work with some of our partner agencies. So we work with an agency called Thesis, and basically what their job is I let them know, hey, look, we have Black History Month product, for example. Black History Month product is going to be in these 30 or 40 locations. This is going to be the shoe. This is going to be the shirt. This is going to be the other accessories that go with the collection. Maybe we might do something like a GWP, which is a gift with purchase, where hey, look, if you purchase some Black History Month collection stuff, you'll get a chance to get a cool card with information, and then maybe Black History Month tote or a water bottle or something along the lines. And we try to help curate and figure out a cool way to make the experience of you guys stopping into a Nike Unite or NFS store really cool. And then one thing I love about the purpose area of my job is not only am I doing the things from a retail perspective and making everything like cool for a consumer journey, but also in the back end, we're taking care of our community. So one thing that I'm really proud to say I was a part of is this year we actually had a chance to coordinate and come up with some really cool Nike branded back to school packs for areas in need. So we sent out maybe 15,000 back to school branded Nike stuff for 8 different communities that Nike serves. And yeah, no, that was all free. That wasn't a gift with purchase or anything along the lines. We just gave that out just to, impact and help those in the community. So that was great. And yeah, no, that's pretty much sums it up a little bit. Thanks again, Victoria.
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. I think we got Jordan. He went ahead and asked a question. He was wondering, for someone interested in sports and entertainment and marketing, how can I work towards my career while still in undergrad? Okay, good question, Jordan. Nice to meet you as well. I'll say one thing, figure out a little bit of a, oh, no worries. I appreciate it. Don't worry about it, Jordan. But a cool thing to do, and something that you'll always hear while you're in undergrad, is what experience have you learned? So that's where you can take the time to get involved with the School of Business. Whether one thing I know, like in regards to like career fairs, I tried my best to join as many as I possibly could just to see what was out there and what could help me before I graduated. So in regards to internships, that was the main thing. So before I graduated, I did 3. It's really helpful, not to say that you have to do 3, not to say that you should do more or less or whatever it is, but whatever experience that you're doing before you get that diploma helps put you in a position where you can catapult yourself at the graduation. Usually when someone sees somebody graduating to see maybe 3 internships, they're like, oh, wow, this person's already, they know what they want, they have an idea of what they want, and it helps them consider you a little bit differently because you have some earlier experience. In regards to sports and entertainment marketing, yeah, feel free to see what's going on for, like, not like I said, your local career fair. Entertainment marketing can come up with figuring out some opportunities on campus to work with maybe photography, videography, sports. You have a whole sports program that I actually had a chance to work with at North Carolina Central. So maybe if you want to get some more experience within that, stop by the basketball gym, McDougal McClendon, and just ask around. Just say you're willing to intern there. I know Kyle Serba, who's the director of sports information. I'm sorry, the SID, so the Sports Information Director for North Carolina Central. So Jordan, I was about to say, after this, feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn. I can get you connected with Kyle, no problem. So yeah, no, it's one thing I'll say is just whatever you want to do, take the time to kind of map out exactly where you want to be, and then just go for it, man. No worries. Good question again, Jordan. No worries. Thank you, man. Gotcha. Do we have any more?
Do you guys have, hi, my name is Janae. Do you guys have any internships with Nike?
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Janae. Yes, we do have internships. Right now, I'm actually trying to see how we can kind of curate some ways to get some North Carolina Central students in for an internship at Nike. I know it is a little bit unique, especially with the times. So in a sense, it might just be via Zoom, but we're hoping, especially once everything kind of opens up and things are a little bit better in person, we can get you guys out for internships. I actually, I did not intern at Nike or have any experience outside of my role in a few other activations. But yeah, no, I actually know some friends from North Carolina Central that have interned at Nike. So yeah, no, it is definitely possible. You'll go on their career site, and then there are like internships tabbed on the side that you can go in, apply for. And if we have any opportunities with my team, just let me know.
Thank you.
No problem, no problem.
Brandon, I hate to interject here, but because I love these questions, it's making me all excited and everything. But did you go through your your trajectory after you graduated and then had your opportunity with Saucony, and then the network that you maintained, and just the importance of really maintaining that network of people that you kind of keep close by you as you keep your options open and navigate through different opportunities. Did you talk about that? I may have missed. I apologize again.
Yeah,
I want to make sure that
definitely...
you reiterate the importance of that network that you have masterfully crafted.
Yeah, no. I mentioned that I worked for Saucony and kind of how I did it, but I did not mention the importance of networking. Definitely good call on that, Ms. Williams. Yeah, no, for those who kind of hear that word networking and the whole idea of just staying in contact with those around you and being open and just a good resource for other people, they can also be a great resource for you. One thing I'll definitely say in regards to like networking, and before I get into my own example, is just be genuine. Like if you guys take the time, like add me on LinkedIn and things like that, and just are just not only just eager to check on opportunities for yourself, but just around to learn and just ask those questions to figure out how you can just further yourself, instead of like, hey, for example, we have like an astute alum that works for the Charlotte Hornets, and instead of me just calling him just to see if I can get tickets to the game against the Lakers, or I'm talking to him like, hey, how are you doing today? How are some of the marketing things and different avenues going on with the Hornets? I hope all is well, and they're just going on with your day, instead of necessarily asking for something all the time, because usually people tend to do that with networking. You just want to be genuine. For myself, I built my network early. I actually joined North Carolina Central or came on campus. I graduated in 2018, and I was out of school for 1 year because my family moved. But earlier on, I was in Centennial Scholars, which is now transitioned into the Men's Achievement Center. Dr. Heath. He's a really good mentor of mine, and I remember stopping by his office, just saying what's up to him. Hey, what's going on? He asking the things that I'm interested in. He knows the things that I'm interested in, and we just chop things up whenever I stop by. He knew a guy who knew a guy who is now my mentor at Nike. He's one of the brand managers with Jordan Brand, and he just happened to know somebody who knew somebody on campus. And now not only am I still in contact with Dr. Heath, but I have like a big brother and a mentor that he introduced me to, which is great. And that is, oh, great to hear, Jordan. Yeah, no, that I agree, Victoria. He is definitely a really super cool guy. Dr. Heath, I need to call him after this just to check up on him. But yeah, no, it's really important just to make sure that you're in contact. And in between that time, when I worked retail at Dick's Sporting Goods, I met the person who hired me at Saucony. So there happened to be one of my friends, and that happened to be a retail presence, AJ Susi. He stopped by. He worked for Saucony. Instead of just going throughout my day and just allowing him to just stop by, look at shoes, and go on with his day, I talked to him, had a lot of questions, let him know my passions, things that I liked, and we stayed in contact. And in between that time, once it was time for him to hire people, he remembered me. And I got my opportunity with Saucony. Saucony happened to go through a little bit of a pivot and a shift in what they needed out of my role when COVID came. And I had still my network with my contact through Mr. Heath, and he connected me with someone else who connected me with someone else, and now I'm at Nike. So it's definitely important just to, like I said, be intentional, let people know what you like, your goals, the things that you want out of life, but also just be genuine and think of it as like you're talking to family. But definitely important network. I definitely would recommend that as much as you can. It's not just a need to just have aimless conversation, make it meaningful. So good point, Ms. Williams. I appreciate it. Dwayne, nice to hear you're part of the MAC as well.
Hi, I have another question. So you kind of touched base on it on the last point you made, but I'm just curious, since it did take you a minute to get to Nike and that was your ultimate goal, how were you able to keep that positive mindset even though you weren't exactly where you wanted to be at the time period you probably desired?
Yeah, no. That's a really good point. Yeah, no, a lot of people, when going through a little bit of adversity, it is tough. I will say, especially in times now, a lot of us are indoors. It's a lot going on within the world. So kind of focusing on your own career, your own health and wellness, your own mindset is definitely difficult. I definitely will probably say, whatever faith that you have or whatever ways that you can do to expel energy or just make yourself happy. One thing, I played basketball in undergrad, so like if I'm having a rough day, I'll step out and go shoot some free throws or something along the lines. And it is tough. I will say, coming in my position where I was graduating in 2018, I was probably one of the people. I had one of the highest GPAs in the School of Business. I think the highest in the marketing concentration specifically. Had 3 internships under my belt, and it was still a little difficult for me to find my first opportunity. And it sometimes, yes, Marla, it can definitely be a little bit difficult, but it's all about being persistent and understanding like, hey, no, there's going to, you didn't put all of this work in for it not to work out. So just continuing to just have at it. When I worked at the agency, that was like the really cool service agency, and things necessarily didn't work out. I didn't say, oh, well, marketing sucks for me, I'm going to quit. I was like, okay, I still know where I want to be. Let me pivot what I want to do. Oh, there happens to be a marketing internship that's opening at North Carolina Central. Let me work there, and then also work at UNC Chapel Hill through another connection. I actually met my UNC Chapel Hill boss in a basketball rec game. It's just some things come full circle, but yeah, no, it's definitely important to just make sure like, hey, look, whatever's going on right now, as difficult as it is, that usually happens, but it's how you pivot, how you adapt, how you respond to what's going on around you. The best way to think about it is when you play in spades, you can't control what cards you receive, but you can control how you play it. That's the best way to look at it. Or that's the way I do.
Oh, thank you.
No problem, no problem. Any additional questions, guys? Really great questions, by the way. I really appreciate it. Gotcha.
Okay, Brandon, I'm gonna ask you a question. Tell me
Okay.
about some of the opportunities, or I know you're a part of Men's Achievement Center. Talk about some of the things you did. I know you mentioned your intramural sports, but how did you kind of stay engaged while you were an undergrad and keep it all balanced and, still be committed to your studies and being focused on your career aspirations?
Good point. Yeah, no, it takes some time, and it takes a little bit of practice in it. I think in my undergrad years, I'll say you start out earlier and you start to fold things in. You can't just try your best to just take everything on at once. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Some people can do it. I think earlier on, like I said, I played club or extramural basketball. So, for example, we play Duke and UNC, but it's also their club teams. I started doing that my freshman year, and then Men's Achievement Center. And then slowly, as that evolved, I still played club basketball, but then I knew on top of my studies, I have to get some more experience in internships. And it's just sitting down, understanding, hey, what bandwidth do I have for myself? What am I willing to make sure that I'm happy with? But you can do all of these things, and then on top of it, still have a part-time job. So it's definitely, it takes some time, but it's something that you're going to have to do once you hit the real world and once you graduate from undergrad. And even after you get your master's and things like that. Like, no, right now, I have my job with Nike. I stop, make sure I can have an opportunity to speak with you guys. Adulting things like, I got to go get new brakes on my car or something along the line. Like things, everything tends to happen. And it's just understanding and building that balance. Scheduling out your day. Usually, of course, I have my work phone and my work schedule and things squared away. But then understanding, hey, let me put some time aside to take care of the house, or let me put some time aside to take care of family, or more importantly, take care of yourself. So yeah, no, just understanding it, try to schedule it out, or at least get a good routine in your head. But it's definitely important to balance it out and don't burn yourself out trying to do too much at once. Make sure that you're once you get home, that you feel like you can relieve yourself and you don't have too much going on. I definitely wouldn't want anybody to feel overwhelmed, especially in undergrad. It gets crazy. I think we got some questions in the chat. Dwayne, he asked, how did I know what concentration I wanted to do once I chose business administration? Nice to meet you, Dwayne, man. It took some time. I knew business was one thing that I was passionate for. And I knew from marketing specifically, I was really good at understanding, okay, we have this thing here, and let me build that bridge of communication to help the next person who needs this first thing. And then on top of it, I knew I loved marketing in general for footwear a long time ago. So like when it came to like those LeBron and Kobe commercials, when I was in high school, you guys were probably in middle school. When I was doing those certain things, like it was something that I definitely had a big passion on. I used to go back and like read all the tech specs and all the different materials for all the shoes and stuff like that. So yeah, no, it's something I had a passion for. Whatever you like, I have family that went into entrepreneurship. If you want to go in and do your own food truck or your own accounting business, things like that, then that's where you would go into entrepreneurship or accounting. So it's really figuring out exactly what interests you the most, and then kind of moving forward from there. We got another question in the chat. We got Jordan who asks, at Nike, do I work in a diverse setting? And yes, there are people that look like us in executive positions. I was hired by a person who looks like us. Yes, that is a important thing to have, especially within a brand like Nike. One thing I will say, and I won't name the name, but there were other brands that I worked at that did not have people that look like us. And especially once you're starting to hit that corporate America area and things like that, you won't see it too often. One thing is, I don't want to say making sure that you find yourself in your teammates, but more so understanding that a good amount of corporate America outside of HBCUs and outside of, even when you start to work in downtown Durham doing marketing, some of those areas don't look like us, think like us, or represent us. So it's definitely important, not that you adapt and fit in with them, that you let our heritage and our culture and the things that and the perspective that you can only provide by being yourself, by being a BIPOC person, by being a woman of color, a male of color, making sure that you command that room, and not in a bolsterous way, but letting them know, hey, look, this is what would represent us. This is something that speaks to us. So yeah, no, I like to say, our team is a little bit diverse. I'm one of two men of color. Probably out of 13 people, it's maybe 5 people of color. But yeah, no, it's a little bit better in some other areas of Nike. But yeah, no, it's definitely something you're going to experience. But making sure that you're authentic to yourself and authentic to our culture is important as well. That's why, like, I'm really happy to be like headlining like the HBCU collection that just drops. Is there room for growth? Am I able to move up in the company? Of course. Yeah, no, definitely. There's always room for growth. I don't think I would ever join a company and there isn't an area that I can grow in. I would definitely say, if you ever feel like there isn't a room for growth, that may not be an opportunity for you. I don't ever, like Miss Williams, no, Nike was my top tier, and I'm like, okay, I'm here now. Let's make this even more. Always be in a position to where you feel like you can cultivate your own growth, to be in an area where you're in a position to take another forward step. I talked to my boss, and he had a conversation with me to figure out what my next role would be. So it's definitely important. Great questions, by the way, guys. Does anybody else want to hop in? We got Dwayne, we got Victoria. And I do not want to, Lanaya, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but I appreciate you guys joining. Thank you, Marla, again. Ms. Williams, got any additional questions?
No, I don't. Does anyone else? Has been a great discussion. I'm happy to see you have this conversation. You did answer that question about room for growth, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
good. I'll make sure I was just kind of coming in out.
Listen.
Awesome. Well, listen, y'all take advantage of this opportunity. I definitely don't want to close it out before we need to, because this is a great opportunity. You guys get up close, personal with Brandon. I did put his LinkedIn contact in the chat, so I do encourage you to connect with him via LinkedIn. I think it would be a great idea. I certainly hope and pray that this post-COVID, when this happens, and we can plan some visits, that we could do a site visit in Portland and have students come out and look and see what it's all about, and that you can, keep up to date or let us know about opportunities. Yeah, Marla, hey, I see you have a question.
Oh, hi. I again want to thank you for your time, as well as that last statement you made was really powerful. Over the summer, I also had experience working in an environment where I was the only, and that's like a very powerful message, and having that mindset of like, in order to progress your career, you have to sometimes be the only one who looks like you and be okay with it and be able to make those connections with people from different backgrounds. So I guess thank you for that statement. And then my question would be touching base on Portland. How was that process relocating to an area where you're really not familiar with, as well as like how did you build connections and build that sense of community once you relocated?
Marla, that's a really good question because I'm not in Portland yet. That's a really good question. Yeah, no, in regards to relocation and that sense of community, I understand the full process, what Nike's basically going to do. And I guess from a non-disclosure thing, I can't tell you everything, but they're taking care of pretty much all of it in regards to relocation. And that sense of community, one thing, as Jordan mentioned in his question earlier, kind of finding a little bit of a culture or a little bit of a niche area of people that look like us. We've already kind of digitally created that, and I already have my teammates, some other people within the area that are from HBCUs. We got some Howard alum, FAMU, Tuskegee, Spelman, all that are completely staying in Portland. And then they're like, yeah, no, as soon as you can move here, B, like we're all gonna have a good time. So it's important just to have that balance of that work and that work-life balance and figuring out a cool lifestyle. So I'm excited to see how Portland is. Just been apartment shopping and figuring that out. But yeah, no, I'll figure that out once we get a little bit more direction from world headquarters, because Nike campus isn't open. Nike world headquarters isn't open yet.
I'm going to also put in a plug for some of the folks that we oh, thank you, Jordan. Some of the folks that we do bring to campus to meet on other things, so for instance, we had a woman, Rebecca Fernandez, who worked for Amazon. And so we had her come from many times throughout the past few years and had her speak to students and do engagements and things of that nature. Of course, Brandon was always there. Brandon, whether it really fit within what he was overly interested in or not, he always made sure to come to these events and make himself known. And definitely Rebecca took a liking to him immediately, and definitely kept up with him. I think they shared the same she's a sneakerhead as well, and so I think they had that commonality and they were able to kind of connect that way. Now mind you, Rebecca was not with Nike at the time. She was with Amazon. However, she's a high ranking executive with Amazon, and so to have that connect was awesome. Just so happened that probably around the same time, well, at least maybe 2 years now, because I don't even know if she's at the campus yet, but she got a job with Nike. So Rebecca's there too. So Brandon can now go to Portland, knowing an executive already based off of the connection that he made right here in Durham, North Carolina, at North Carolina Central University. So again, why we, really harp on these opportunities is that you may not know where your life's going to lead. You may not know what you want to do, but just by being there and being present and showing up, you will make these connections. And one of the probably second people I, was like, oh, so excited to, know that Brandon was coming to Portland was her. Because I said, hey, this is a person that, she was able to connect with from North Carolina Central. So again, just, and then I'm looking to Brandon to do the same thing. He's going to come back and continue to have these conversations. And then, Marla's going to connect with him. And then when Marla gets that thing, she's going to say, well, I remember when, I met with Brandon and now look at me and I'm doing that. So it's a, what is it, paying forward kind of situation here where you, continue to do these things and make those connects and you can do it from right where you are. So I think Dwayne has another question here, which I think is, it's a very interesting question. So go ahead and answer that, Brandon.
Yeah, no problem. Dwayne, I appreciate the question, my man. For the recording, he says, did I have a plan B? And as he understands, like my goal was Nike, or but was there anything else as a plan B just in case I didn't make it to Nike? That is a good question. A lot of people like to think of it like that, and I like to think of it in the sense of, I'll just name drop it. Yeah, like Kobe said, kind of don't be scared to put a good amount of your eggs in one basket or all your eggs in one basket. I coming from a person who's literally sat in the same classroom that you guys that you guys are currently sitting in, for me to go to Nike as quick as I possibly did, and knock on wood, I'm extremely thankful, but there's nothing that you can't do. I don't ever want you guys to think like, oh, well, if it doesn't work out, I should have a plan B. Yes, that's fine, but anything that you can do, literally, like the world is you're in college right now in a very cool place where you can stop, you can pivot, and you guys like you don't have to worry about like real world bills yet right now and things like that. You can really like do whatever you want to right now. So let's say, Dwayne, if you want to be the CEO of MTV, or you want to go directly into game day marketing and you want to work with the Chicago Bulls or something like that, bro, you can literally do it. Like, don't even hesitate behind it. For a plan B, like I work for Saucony, and actually a really good example of this. When I was working with Saucony and I was doing marketing and a little bit of product, I told myself, I was like, yeah, I can get my experience up with Saucony, and then I can probably have a chance at Nike in 5 years or so. And after the company pivot and things like that, and the experience that I had, I was like, why not go for it? And I got the job 5 years before I even wanted to. I thought I could maybe work for Nike when I hit like 29-ish, maybe 30. That's usually when you can get in. No, you can do it right now. So yeah, feel free to have a plan B. That's cool. But no, anything you put your mind to, you can literally do it right now, coming from someone who graduated from your institution. So good question. I appreciate you being honest with me. Anything else, guys?
All right. Well, if there is nothing else, again, I invite you all to continue to ask Mr. Pugh questions as you would like. Again, you have his connect through LinkedIn. Any kind of just parting kind of motivational things you want to express? I'm on a career fair campaign right now. We got a career fair next week, and we need for all School of Business students to participate. So hey, put a little plug in for that, and then talk about that importance. But if you want to just give us some parting words, I think we can wrap it up.
Gotcha. I appreciate it, Ms. Williams. Yeah, no, definitely. Before I get into some parting words in regards to that career fair, go ahead, man. The way I look at it is there's nothing negative that can happen at a career fair or at an opportunity that could happen, that could happen for you. So there's nothing like, you're not going to go into the career fair, whether it's in person or virtual, and something's bad going to happen. It can only be good. So yeah, no, I remember very distinct, like I got my opportunity either with the law school or with the agency at a career fair. So it's definitely important for you to just go stop by, even if it's something that you think you wouldn't be interested in. Come there with your resume, your business professional look, and let them know, hey, look, I'm interested in these things. You guys might have some opportunity that can help me hone and sharpen my skills to get me to where I want to be, or I would love to grow with you guys as well. And yeah, no, it's just a great opportunity, man. And even if you don't see anything you like for this career fair, the next one, I know the way Ms. Williams and the School of Business does, they'll rotate things out and have some really dope opportunities for you guys. So go ahead and make sure you're there. And yeah, no, parting words, man, just whatever you think you can do, don't second guess yourself, just go do it, man. And I hate to be the person that works for Nike to say, just do it, but it's literally, it's possible. Everything you think you can do, it literally is possible. Coming from a person that, I mean, for myself, and a little bit of like context for myself, I like lost financial aid and I was out of school for a year. And there was a point in time where to keep some money in my pocket, I had to like wash cars before I could come back to Central to get my degree. And through all of that stuff, I still understood, now I'm going to work for Nike. So don't second guess yourself. Go for it. If there's something that you have, an idea up here that you think is unattainable, it's really closer than what you think it is. So go out, just do it, and just be confident in yourself.
Amen. Amen. I appreciate it. As always, you impart such wonderful nuggets there. And I know that we are all, making sure that we adhere to those words. And again, thank you, Brandon. Good luck to you. Continued success as you continue to show Nike what NCCU Business Eagles do. And and we definitely look forward to seeing you soon. Everybody want to give Brandon a big round of applause and show him some love and thank him for taking time out of his busy days, lunchtime too.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you
no,
for
we're figuring
doing
this
that. Go
out.
get
Yeah.
something to eat.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Again, Miss Williams, as you know, I'm always open to join any type of lunch and learn or anything. Like next one, just let me know. I'll definitely carve out the time to join you guys. And yeah, no, I will say, like, I know homecoming coming up, so you might see me on campus. Feel free. If you don't be scared to say hello. I'm not bougie. I'm not one of those type of guys who's gonna look at you like, who are you or anything like that. Just say, hey, I remember you from a lunch and learn. I'm in the School of Business. I'm interested in working for Nike, or I'm interested in marketing. I'll never be too good to, or too busy to take the time and talk to you guys. I really appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. On behalf of the AMA chapter here, we're really excited to have you come out and speak to us, as well as just a plug to the students on the call. Be on the lookout for more events with AMA. We love your participation, as well as thank you again.
Yes, thank you, Marla. That is our wonderful AMAE board leader. So yes, we thank you very much and thank American Marketing Association for hosting and facilitating this conversation. And we definitely look forward to the next one. So thank you.
Definitely. All right. You guys
Bye,
have a good
everyone.
day. See you.
All righty. Bye-bye.